Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Now, the Rockets beat the Warriors last night. They tied the series 1-1. The Cavaliers beat the Heat. They lead that series 2-0. And the Celtics beat the Magic. They lead that series 2-0 as well. Now, the 2025 NFL Draft begins today at 8 p.m. on ESPN. So we'll check out who's the Giants are picking, who get the top three.
Do the young ladies still float around the NFL draft and wait for the ballers, or they don't care about NFL players no more?
Well, the draft is now just as big as anything else because before, they don't really celebrate the Pro Bowl.
I'm talking about the whores, though. Do the whores float around
that's what I'm
the
trying to
NFL
tell you. It's a
draft
thing now. Now they have parties. There's pre-draft parties. It's a huge thing.
I mean, it's always been a thing because
It's
they're like vultures circling around.
Oh, it's way worse now.
Okay.
Ever since it hit Detroit a couple of years ago, it's been crazy.
Gotcha.
So it's like a flock. Y'all talking about a flock of girls?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just waiting for the people that they think getting this new money.
Oh, I know, that's right.
That's all.
What'd it be?
You still.
Say no.
Good morning, Bree.
Ex-boyfriend.
Hey, good morning. How are
Peace,
you guys?
Bree.
Good morning, Envy, Charlamagne, and Jess Hilarious.
Hey,
Happy
word.
Thursday to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Same to you.
All right, so here's what's trending in your news this morning. Now, Envy, you did mention the Ocean County wildfire, which is officials are saying could become New Jersey's largest wildfire in more than 2 decades. So now the smoke from New Jersey, which you mentioned, it's forcing an air quality alert for New York City. Fire crews are continuing to make progress on the Jones Road wildfire that is in Ocean County. It's destroyed now over 13,000 acres since Tuesday morning, and it's now 50% contained. So over 5,000 people were forced to evacuate because of that fire. But so far, there have been no fatalities reported, which is a great thing. Fire Chief Bill Donnelly says it's being fed by pine needles and dry leaves, but that progress they're continuing to make. And we have more from Trevor Rayner. He is part of the New Jersey Forest Fire Service. And a press conference yesterday, he kind of gave a little update on what's going on with how many people he has on the ground for this.
We had resources there quickly. We dispatched aircraft, and even with a big show of force to contain this fire, it still grew to be a large wildfire.
Yeah, so hundreds of firefighters are still battling that blaze, which was first spotted Tuesday morning in Barnegat Township. Now, are you guys familiar with that area at all?
No.
Has it been
No,
okay.
not at all. It's pretty far. Have they said it was
Okay.
arson or was it just natural?
No, they're saying it's natural. And right now, they're not suspecting arson, but it's being fed by all of the dry leaves and just catching fire with all the brush that's on the ground. So it said it spread to Lacey and Ocean Townships, and the fire chief. He's just working day and night, and hopefully saying that by Friday night into Saturday, you've got rain in the forecast, so that should clear everything up, hopefully.
Since y'all been living here, have y'all ever seen anything?
That's the first time I've seen it.
in New Jersey?
Hasn't been anything. And the only other thing that we've seen was, remember when Canada had those crazy
but in
wildfires,
New Jersey.
but never in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty wet. It's rained last week. So I really don't know.
And New York air quality already trash.
It's already horrible.
So, I mean, they can try to blame it on the wildfires all they want. Okay. You just dump the trash on top of more trash.
They're definitely praying for that rain this weekend. So in more news, we've got 12 states that have filed lawsuits against the Trump administration over the president's tariff decisions. Now, New York Attorney General Letitia James released a statement saying President Trump, quote, does not have the power to raise taxes on a whim, but that's exactly what he's been doing with these tariffs. Now, Connecticut, Arizona, Illinois, Colorado, Minnesota, and Delaware are joining New York in the lawsuit, along with Maine, New Mexico, Oregon, Vermont, and Nevada. The attorneys general are seeking a court order declaring the tariffs illegal. Have you guys been hearing anything there about what's been going on with the lawsuit?
I haven't heard anything about it. It's the first time hearing of it, Bree. That's why your job is so important.
All right. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll be updating that with you guys tomorrow or today if we get it before the 7 a.m. hour. Also in the news, we've got President Trump signing multiple executive orders centered around education. Now, Trump recently signed 7 orders from the Oval Office with some of the changes, including introducing a new college accreditation process. Also, he wants to increase empowerment to HBCUs and improve education centered around AI technology. So this order was also signed to reinstate what they are calling common sense school discipline policies. And that is all Education Secretary Linda McMahon. She says that will boost school safety standards, adding that disciplinary action should be based exclusively on students' behavior and actions. So she wants to return disciplinary action to the teachers. and just allow them to handle their classrooms the way they see fit.
They don't have that now?
What you mean disciplinary action?
I didn't know that changed. What you talking about?
Yeah, what you talking about disciplinary action?
You know, I
Disciplinary
guess
means
that's
like you
whatever.
get in trouble when you act up.
But that happens
Exactly.
now. Oh, I thought they were saying like you could pop the
Like
kids or something.
physically
Yeah,
or something,
physically.
yeah.
'cause
Well, they didn't mention anything about physically, but I guess they're saying make it the teacher's responsibility to discipline the students in their classrooms.
But that don't
whatever
happen
they
now.
see
That
fit.
sound like going back to the paddle days. That don't even really sound, yeah. Because how else can you discipline a kid for acting up other than doing detention or sending them to the office or calling
Yeah,
home?
ISS. We used to have ISS in school.
But that was ISS.
What is that? Yeah,
In
what's
school
that?
suspension.
In school
Oh, it's,
suspension.
yeah, we had that too.
Okay.
Yeah, we had
Okay.
that too. Yeah, but
And so,
the teachers do that now. I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't.
well,
Yeah, when y'all
they,
get in
they
trouble,
might
it
have
should-
pulled back
when y'all get in
because, you know,
trouble-
a lot of parents were upset.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some teachers, when they think they go too far, students could go home and say anything, and the teachers will get in trouble. So,
I
Yeah,
got,
we
I got
got
my
three
kids here.
kids. I was ready
When
to
y'all
say.
get in trouble in class, is it the teacher or what happens usually? Come to the mic. Come closer.
Teacher.
The teacher.
You get detention, school suspension, all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, when
yeah.
did they take discipline out of school? Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
No.
it might be happening in some schools, but, you know, hopefully she'll expound on that a little bit more. Also, President Trump says he plans to create a White House initiative within the executive office of the president, seeking to promote private sector partnerships with HBCUs. Also enhance workforce preparation in high growth industries like technology and finance, and remove barriers to grant funding. Additionally, the White House is saying it's planning to hold an annual HBCU summit. So I'm sure more will be coming out about that, and we'll definitely keep you updated. If you recall, back in 2019, President Trump did sign a bipartisan bill providing over $250 million annually to HBCUs. That's known as the Future Act. So, you know, despite some of the recent concerns about the federal funding cuts that have been happening, supporters of this are saying the Future Act is continuing to provide that financial support specifically to HBCUs.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I give props to whoever it's due. If, you know, the Republicans do something good, give them props for that. If they do something bad, you got to hold them accountable. If Democrats do something good, give them props for that. If Democrats do something bad, you got to hold them accountable. $250,000 annually to HBCUs is A-okay to me.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we just want to make sure that money's actually being allocated.
Yep.
Yep, and that is front page news. Bree, we'll see you next hour. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. In NBA playoffs, the Rockets beat the Warriors. They tied the series 109-94. Cavaliers beat the Heat 121-112. They lead the series 2-0. And the Celtics beat the Magic 109-100. They lead the series 2-0. And the NFL draft begins tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Is the NFL, it's still in New York, right? The NFL draft?
No, it's not.
not?
It's actually in Green Bay.
Oh, they probably did that to reduce the horse. See, it's hard for them to get to Green Bay. Like, you stand out in Green Bay.
The horse?
Yeah, you know, because these women will circulate around the NFL draft because they think all of these young kids getting new money.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
there's
I
no
mean?
horse in Green Bay?
Not like that. Like, it's like they
you know
stand
what?
out a
How
little
you
bit
know?
more.
Yeah, you know where the horse is at.
In Green Bay?
I'm sure there. It's everywhere.
It's different, though. If it was in Miami, it was New York. Like, it's a different
I
level.
know what you're saying, but
Green Bay, they stand
everywhere.
out a little bit.
You
Like,
know
you
they
kind of know
pop
who they are. You know what I mean?
It's less of a whore fight in Green Bay, though, because all of them are not going. There's going to be very few.
I had no idea
So you
we
got
could
your
say
pickings.
this word. I'm so
Yeah.
happy right now.
I think
had
Green Bay is
no idea.
holeless.
Okay. Good morning, Bree.
Good morning, Charlamagne, Envy, and Jess. How are you guys?
Good.
Peace, Bree.
All right, so here's what's trending in the news this morning. Let's take it to California. A recent report reveals that police in San Diego are arresting Black people at disproportionately higher rates compared to other racial groups. Now, the data was released by the San Diego Police Department under the California Public Records Act, and it shows that Black individuals are arrested at a rate more than double their population percentage in the city. According to the report, Black residents in San Diego make up 26% of arrests, but only 5.7% of the actual population. So, of course, that disparity has sparked a lot of concerns and conversations there and calls for reforms within the police department to address potential biases and systemic issues. And so moving forward, community leaders and activists are expected to push for policy changes there and increased oversight to ensure the fair treatment for all residents.
That is
there.
very
But,
interesting because
yeah.
Black people are arrested disproportionately all across America. So,
Exactly.
So what is going on in San Diego that is standing out? Like, Black people are arrested at a rate of 5 times higher than white people in most jurisdictions. So what is going on in San Diego that is sticking out like that?
And I think the numbers would be very interesting if every city decided to go ahead and just pull a report But I'm glad that they're bringing attention to it because that's crazy. So something needs to be done. And now, Charlamagne, we're going to move into South Carolina. This is making headlines. A mass murderer trying to have his death penalty overturned. I'm talking about attorneys for Dylan Roof. Now, that is the man that was convicted of the 2015 Charleston, South Carolina church shooting that killed 9 Black church members. You guys remember that? They have filed a motion to vacate his death sentence. And so they are citing 18 claims, including alleged violation of his 5th and 6th Amendment rights. And the motion is requesting a new penalty phase trial, arguing that his original trial counsel was ineffective and the judge showed bias. So the Supreme Court previously rejected Roof's appeal to overturn his death sentence and conviction back in 2022. So
bias? You walked into a church and killed 9 people in cold blood, Dylan Roof. What do you? There's no bias in that. Any judge with any type of common sense would have threw you under the jail and gave you the death penalty. And now South Carolina got death by firing squad. So line it up. Okay, when it's time, when it's his time, line them up.
That's right.
And I believe there's been one death so far of a death row inmate by firing squad this year.
That's right.
Yep.
And I mean that would be in a very appropriate punishment for Dylan Roof because of what he did.
I still think the family should be able to shoot him.
Walking into Emmanuel AME and killing those 9 innocent souls, man.
Well, the Supreme Court, they rejected his last appeal. I don't see his lawyers getting very far with this, but it will be interesting if they do. But that is still an ongoing thing here. Also in New York.
The audacity of people like that, as if you don't know the crime that you committed. Why should he be granted any grace?
No.
Any.
No. It's not like there was witnesses. It's not like maybe he did, maybe he didn't. There was a lack of evidence. No, we know.
He walked into that church and killed 9. He walked into Emmanuel AME and killed 9 people in cold blood.
He shouldn't be able to.
No,
I'm with you.
Got no remorse
I think
for you.
your family should have Adam do
Yeah,
whatever.
the family want to shoot him. Let the family do it.
Yeah, so we'll be following that one for updates. And now in New York, Mayor Eric Adams, he's reacting to a Manhattan judge temporarily blocking his administration from reopening an ICE office at the Rikers Island jail complex. So Mayor Adams says that he'll let the case play out in court and hinted that New Yorkers should favor his position. Take a listen to some of Mayor Adams' remarks here.
You know what everyday people want? They want dangerous people off the street. That's who I hear. And so the first deputy mayor is dealing with that. This case is in court. I'm not going to do anything to get in the way of that. Let the first deputy mayor and the court plays out. And whatever way it goes, I'm going to follow the rule.
Now, the judge gave the order after the city council sued Mayor Adams, with the court case expected to be heard on Friday. The ICE presence at Rikers is intended to allow correction department officials to work with ICE on investigations related to violent criminals. But city council members are fearing that the ICE office will lead to mass deportations. So, like it's a setup. So we'll see. That is going down tomorrow. And finally, we are talking about LeVar Burton, the actor, director, and New York Times bestselling author. He's getting an honorary degree from Howard University. So, Mr. Burton, if that name doesn't ring a bell for you, most people remember him as the host of Reading Rainbow. I grew up watching Reading Rainbow. The movie Roots, or of course, even Star Trek. He is becoming an honorary doctor of humane letters, and he will speak to the graduating class during the HBCU's commencement. Now, this is Howard's 157th commencement ceremony, and that is scheduled for May 10th. So, congratulations to him.
That's right.
Halle
LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
That is Halle Burton?
No.
LeVar Burton.
Oh, LeVar Burton. I was going to say, right
Reading
now.
Rainbow, butterfly in the sky.
But don't you know the song? They be like, what the hell? What the Halle Burton? I thought she was talking about that guy.
You never saw Reading Rainbow, did you?
She didn't.
No, probably not, since I was younger, so I don't remember it, but okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Damn.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I grew up watching it, and he is a literary advocate. He always pushes for, reading for young kids.
I do remember the song. I just don't remember watching it like that.
We're not
Butterfly
surprised.
in the sky. Why?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Why? Because you try to say what?
No, I ain't trying to say nothing.
Don't play
I'm
with
trying
me.
to say that you was too busy watching The Wire. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
They're
gosh.
trying to read. Oh,
All
okay.
right. All right.
Well, that is your front page news. I'm Bree Wood. You can find me on X at Bree on Air. Also, check us out at BINnews.com. And you can get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the free iHeartRadio app. Thank you, guys. Have a
Peace,
great
Bree.
day.
Thank you, Bree.
All right. Thank you, Bree.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.